I'm sure you've heard by now, but Scarlet and Violet 151 has grown exponentially over the past few weeks. As the value continues to rise and without any signs of a reprint, let's discuss where the value lies and where it could end up as we get closer to 2025. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Scarlet and Violet 151. This isn't really the video I had planned for this week. I know you've probably seen in some of my recent videos, I haven't been talking too much about 151. I've been glazing over it because there hasn't been much to say. It's just a solid set all around. But in recent weeks, there have been some big gains in the Scarlet and Violet 151 set all around, from singles to sealed product. So in this video, let's talk about the sealed product, the singles, the value increases, and where it could end up going through the rest of the year. We're in October now, we're getting kind of close. This set has been out for over a year now. I really expected a reprint to happen now. It could still happen ahead of the holiday season going into November, but I thought we'd be seeing some more of this. I expected a huge dump of Elite Trainer boxes, tons of mini tins, stuff like that, but it doesn't look like we're getting it, at least not yet. So to start off, let's go into the sealed product. We'll start with the smallest item, the booster bundle. Everyone loves these booster bundles. It's a great product they added to the holiday set catalog. They were doing it already for some of the regular sets, but adding it to the holiday sets with Scarlet Violet 151, it's great. These were available at walmart.ca not long ago. Of course, MSRP is a little expensive here in Canada, $42.99, which is what I picked up a few of them for. I think I maybe picked up 6, but $42.99 Canadian, that's less than $32 USD, so that's quite a bit under market value. $16 under market value. And like I said, I picked these up as recently as maybe 2 weeks ago. So it shows they're available. I know Danny Phantom made a video about this, like what was being restocked, not necessarily reprinted, but it seemed like booster bundles and mini tins were going to be those products going to your bigger stores like Walmart and Target and whatnot like that. And yeah, I can confirm these were available. I haven't seen them restock in the last maybe week or two, but they were kind of coming in and out of stock on walmart.ca. If you're in Canada, keep an eye out there. You might be able to get them for a good price. I've never seen these for a good price at an LGS store. You can probably get them, but walmart.ca, man, that's been the cheapest for me. Whenever they've done sales, I've picked them up. I've been able to find them in stores for a good price. And these are great for storage. If you just want 6 packs, I'd say go with this over like collection boxes and junk like that. Way easier to store, probably going to be easier to offload in the future. But yeah, price hasn't really moved too much. It's been relatively steady between $40 and $50 over the last, 3 months, I'd say. Maybe even a little bit longer, maybe looking at like 4. It hasn't moved as much as we'll see with some of the other products like the Elite Trainer boxes and that UPC. I think these will continue to rise. I don't think they've gone up more just because they have been available. You've been able to pick them up over the last couple weeks, but this one's going to keep growing. I think down the line, this is going to be a great product to sit on. If you're sitting on cases of these, good on you. I think that's smart. Even like the sealed displays are doing great. So booster bundles, not much movement right now, but I think we'll see more kind of delayed after the ETBs and the UPCs, maybe in the later half of 2025. Next up, we'll look at the regular Elite Trainer box. This one has been steadily growing over the entire year, surprisingly. I was getting ready to sell some of these. I did sell 1 or 2 just because I expected a reprint. I was like, I'm going to be able to get these going into, Black Friday, going into the fall, the last quarter of 2024. But I haven't really seen them anywhere, and people are eager to pick these up. Like, I posted them for about this price, about 85, 90 USD, about 120, 125 Canadian months ago, maybe 2 months ago, and I was getting like messages, people obviously wanting them a little bit cheaper, but I was getting people wanting to pick them up over here on Kijiji, like no problem. I sold 1, which was nice, but then I decided maybe I'll keep my others. I don't have a ton of these laying around. I only sat on 4 of them. I opened a lot of them up. So I decided, I'm not going to sell them, and I'm glad I didn't because the price has been raising. Right now, it looks like conversion rate from USD to CAD, it's about the same as what I was selling them for, about $120, 88 USD, but I think this will steadily grow. I could see these hitting like $100 by the end of the year if there is no reprint. It's a great ETB. That Snorlax promo in here is really good, and as we'll see with the Pokemon Center version, those promos can really drive the price. But great set, great box, great display. Like, I think this is a great one. I'm surprised they haven't reprinted it, but it doesn't seem like they're really dumping Elite Trainer boxes as much. Like the regular sets, the ETBs aren't really moving unless it's a good promo, like maybe Obsidian Flames or Paldea Evolved. But yeah, these ETBs, I still even think now, like all these products, I'll say now, I think if you still buy them, if you give it time, they might drop, but if you give it time, they'll all go up. I don't think this is anywhere near the ceiling of what 151 is going to hit. Like, look at Evolutions, for example. another nostalgia set, and it's done amazing over the years. So now the Pokemon Center ETB, like I just said, the regular ETB, $88.50, about, we'll say, just under 90 bucks, just under $200 for the Pokemon Center ETB. Realistically, you're getting what, different dice, a second stamped promo card, and 2 more packs, and it's going for $110 more than the regular ETB. This is why you buy Pokemon Center ETBs, guys. I don't think you're going to see something like this for a set like, I don't know, Temporal Forces. It's not as strong of a set. It doesn't have an amazing promo card, all that stuff, but this box is incredible. It's grown 85% over the year, so it's been, well over a year since this was up for pre-order on Pokemon Center, but just over a year since the set actually came out. It dipped very briefly. It's barely been below $100. In the last 3 months, it's grown, 60, 70 bucks. It's worth more than the ultra premium collection, and you're getting like, what, 5, 6 less packs? This value is really driven by that Snorlax promo card. These Pokemon Center stamped promo cards, I think, are going to be really, really good in the future, especially if it's a Pokemon like Pikachu, Snorlax, Charmander, for example. Those are ones we've seen. If we got one like a Charizard or like Rocket's Mewtwo, for example, which I think is very possible, those are going to be huge, just like these. I don't know where they'll sit. They haven't really been doing these Pokemon Center stamped promos, especially ETB promos, very long. It's been about 2 years. We don't know where these are going to sit in like the 5-year, 10-year mark. Who knows? Like PSA 10s, I haven't really kept up on these. I haven't opened any of my Pokemon Center ETBs, but could be worth it just to sell the promos, to be honest. I know that drives the price. It keeps it great. It gives people a reason to buy it in the future. Those promo cards, man, if you're grading those with PSA or Beckett or something like that, if you got like a black label Pokemon Center Snorlax, I'm sure that's going for a pretty penny. If I can find one, I'll put it on screen here. I don't know if it exists. These Pokemon Center promo cards are just going hard lately. Everyone wants them. It seems like since September that's just grown. It's gone up about $30 in value just for this card alone. And if you want that like hardcore master set, you need this card, right? Like, I guess it's not technically a part of the 151 set, but I always put the 151 promos with the set. Whatever set it is, whatever promos come out in the products that are released with it, the Zapdos or the Alakazam, I'd put these in the same binder. So I would want this if I was trying to do that like hardcore master set. But dude, these Pokemon Center ETBs, that's something I gotta say, don't sleep on these. There's a way to tell if it's a good ETB versus a bad ETB strictly by, is the set good, yes or no? Is the Pokemon in the box, like the promo card, good, yes or no? And is the box art good? It seems like the promo card is what matters the most. So if you're seeing a set like Surging Sparks has the Magneton, it's like the same art style as the Magikarp, I think there's really good potential for the Pokemon Center promo in that set as well. We're going to talk about that later in the week, so stay tuned. But yeah, these ETBs just going for a pretty penny. You've got the ultra premium collection, which has seen huge gains. I was chatting with a few people on Instagram about this over the last week or two. I know Rob made a video as well. Shout out Rob Burns. But dude, these were going for like $100. I really thought this was going to be like the Charizard UPC, where there's just going to be like a massive amount of them sitting for like a year or more, and I'd pick one up way later. So I only grabbed one and opened it for like whatever, $130 or something, which would have been about 95 USD, about half of what they're going for now, which is ridiculous. I still want to pick some up. I know they've been available at, Costco, but I don't have a Costco card. I'm not a Costco guy. I don't want to go to Costco to pick up Pokemon cards. I just live with my girlfriend and my dog. We have no reason really to have a Costco membership, and I'm not the type of guy who's going to get one just to get Pokemon cards. I'm not going to go out of my way to find a Costco to get Pokemon cards occasionally, right? If they have them. But anyways, if you can get these for a good price, get them, because it seems like it's a strong product. I doubt it's going to get reprinted at this point because it has so many extras like gold metal card or whatever. It's got the play mat, the deck box. It's trickier for Pokemon Center to reprint this. This is why those older ETBs have done good. Pokemon Center is going to reprint a booster box before an ETB because the dice and all that junk that comes with it, the sleeves, is more of a pain in the ass to get than just reprinting the cards and just stuffing them into packs, into boxes, right? Something like this, I doubt there's going to be a reprint for. ETBs, regular ones, I think is still possible. Booster bundles, we're seeing it with Crown Zenith. They're still releasing those. They're on PokemonCenter.ca.com, whatever, right now. I think, give it another year. If Pokemon wants to keep making money off 151, they could keep reprinting these booster bundles for the next few years, and people are going to keep scooping them up. And I think that's the like logistically, the best option for Pokemon is just give us booster bundles, give us those packs in that little box. It saves money on shipping, it saves money on printing, it saves time, like all sorts of things. It's good for everybody, I think. So I think, you know, booster bundle is going to be slower than the rest, but still it's going to be a good product long term. I have no doubts about that. All right, so that was a lot of talking about the sealed product there, but let's talk about the singles. There's kind of less going on here. Of course, they're pretty much all up, but they've been taking, you know, ups and downs over the last few months anyways. We'll save the big guy Charizard for last because I'm sure we all know Charizard's going to be the biggest card. But we're looking at number 10 here, the Charmeleon. Right now going for $28, about just under $28, and it's grown quite a bit. Like it was as low as 19 bucks in June. So this card's up $9, 35% over the last 6 months, 30% over the last year. Very slow growth, but it is growing. Those middle evolutions don't see as much love anyways. It's just if the cards mesh together, if they go together as one piece of art, it kind of entices you to get all of it, right? Like either you're just getting the Charizard or you're getting all three. I wouldn't just get Charizard and Charmander. I'd want that Charmeleon. Again, potential to grow. I think all these cards got potential to grow. Next up, Bulbasaur, $35. This one actually saw a good bit of growth. It's gone up about 10 bucks over the past month. And over the year, it's just steadily, slow and steady, making its way up. I've kind of been holding my breath on a lot of these cards. You know, it seems like people are just buying up 151. Just they're happy to spend the money, buy it, sell it, whatever. For me, I've been waiting for good deals and I just haven't seen good deals on the singles. The prices aren't bad by any means, but I'm comparing them to other cards, other sets, and I would like to pick these up for a little bit cheaper. Just haven't yet. Alakazam Special Illustration Rare. I'm actually surprised this one's a little bit more expensive. Right now, 35 bucks. It dipped as low as 30. It's actually down over the last year. I think on release, some of these SIRs were worth a lot more because people were just trying to get them, complete that master set as fast as possible. It was going for $37.50. Now it's going for $35.20. But over the past 6 months, it's barely seen any movement. It was as low as $29. So over the last, 6 months straight, it's up $6. But it was $34 back in May. So it hasn't really made any growth, unlike some of the others here. We've got Squirtle, which has been steady growing. Like this one's up actually a good bit, as low as $26 back in May, 35 right now, 35.50. It's up 43% over the last 6 months. Just kind of like the Bulbasaur, I think this is going to be a good one. Personally, the Blastoise is my favorite of the 3 starters in this set. The artwork is really, really good. I always say it reminds me of Dark Blastoise. But this Squirtle, man, I expected to slow down a little bit, to be honest. It's up 43%, like I said, $35. I feel like it'll be steady between 35 and 40 for, I'd imagine, like the next 6 months. I don't see this really just blowing up to $50. It could, but I think it's going to slow down here for a bit. I don't really see it dropping a lot. I doubt this card would ever go back to $20 unless we see just a massive restock and some sales. LGS stores just trying to burn the product, but I think there's a very slim chance of that happening. Next up, everybody's favorite, you got Charmander Illustration Rare. Just like the Squirtle, this one has been just steadily going up over the last 6 months. It's up 53%, going for $38.32 right now, and was as low as $23. Like, there was money to be made if you were buying these when they were cheap, and I think a lot of people probably did. 151 was just a no-brainer. Yeah, you could get other cards for cheaper that might have potential, but 151, if you were getting these cards for a good price that you were comfortable with, it's like a no-brainer. They're gonna go up. This card's awesome. Like I said, goes with the Charmeleon, goes with the Charizard. You need that evolution line. And I mean, you release a Charizard in a set, you release Charmander, whatever it is, if it's a special art, it's gonna be valuable. People are gonna want it. A lot of people's favorite Pokemon right here. And yes, I don't think this one's gonna slow down like the Squirtle. Like I just said, Squirtle's gonna slow down or at least be steady for a little while. I think Charmander's gonna strictly follow the path of Charizard. Whatever Charizard does, I think Charmander's gonna be following that, just at a smaller scale. And in number 5, you actually just have a Full Art EX, which is crazy to me, but it's a really nice one. Like, this is probably the best Full Art Charizard I've ever seen. Really like it. I'd love to pull this one. Actually, that guy I sold an ETB to got this card in there, and I was like, oh, damn. That's great, but I would have rathered, the money that I got from selling it anyways. But yeah, this Charizard right now, $40. It's up 25% over the 6 months, going for as low as like $30. It's a really nice card. Obviously not as rare to pull as a special illustration rare, I wouldn't think. I don't know though. Opening 151 has seemed like it's very sporadic on what you're going to get. I've gotten a lot of illustration rares, Not a lot of special illustration rares. Quite a few full arts too. Probably more, to be honest, probably more illustration rares than full arts for me. But that's an awesome card. I think it'll stay up there and, you know, the top 10. I could see a card like the Pikachu maybe bouncing up ahead of it. I really love that Pikachu, and I'm surprised it's not in the top 10. But Charizard, I think, will stay there for a while. I don't think this one is going to be, you know, $75 or something crazy anytime soon. Like $40 seems like a good price for it. I think it'll drop eventually, but it'll be steady for a while. Zapdos is a really nice one. I love this. This was like my chase from the set, and I pulled it pretty well immediately. So did my sister. I think she's only opened 2 packs of 151 and she got this card, so good on her. She's got the luck sometimes. But Zapdos, this one hasn't really seen much growth. It's kind of similar to Alakazam. It's up here because it's a, you know, special illustration rare. It's a really cool card. I love that it features all 3 of the birds. But yeah, $45 right now. It's been as low as 30 over the last 6 months. And over the last year, it's actually up just a bit, 10%-ish. Yeah, basically the lowest point it's ever hit was about, you know, $30, $31. I feel like it's a little bit slept on, but at the same time, I get it. It's behind the big 3. I don't know if there's really room for it to go up above Venusaur or Blastoise, but I really like it. I think it's an amazing card and definitely a great one. It's got potential in my eyes. I think it'll grow a little more than some of these other cards. But again, that all depends on, you know, if there's a reprint, if there's a massive restock. And I think if you're waiting for that, time will tell. Like, give it another month and a half, and that's when we're going to see if it's happening. But it seems like Pokemon's just on to the next. They're ready for that set. Was it January 19th? English version of Terrestrial Festival. And Surging Sparks. Dude, Surging Sparks is going to be good. Next up, Venusaur. This is one I actually pulled. I didn't pull too many cards from this set. I opened a lot of it. Didn't get much of it, but Venusaur, this is an awesome card. It's actually backed off a bit, unlike others. A lot of them are at their all-time high or their 6-month high right now. This one is backed off just a couple dollars. It's sitting at $48 right now. And over the past 6 months, it's actually gone up quite a lot. 35%. It was as low as $35.85, and now we're seeing it $48. It actually almost hit $50. $49.87 on TCG Player is its high. I'm sure this has gone for $50 somewhere. And again, like, as long as this sealed product is hard to get and getting expensive, it's kind of like every set. The singles will follow. If it costs more to open it, you're going to want more from your hits. I think Venusaur will grow just like the Blastoise and the Charizard, which we're going to see, but I wouldn't be surprised if it stays leveled here. It doesn't seem like it's been selling much over the last couple days, but again, we'll just have to wait and see. Blastoise, similar pattern. It's up 33% over the year. It was going for as low as $40, now $55, just shy of $55. It doesn't look like it's really slowed down. To me, it looks like it might go for a little bit more. It might take a little dip like it did back in September here when it dipped to $48, but I think there's potential for this one to keep going as well. All these cards, like I said. Blastoise amazing though. Love this artwork. Love it. Looks just like Dark Blastoise, different angle. Great card, and honestly, I'm surprised this isn't higher, and I think it will be eventually. Now the big one everyone's been waiting to hear about, just like the UPC and the Pokemon Center ETB, like drastic price changes in this card. You know, as early as like, or I guess as late as September 15th, going for $125, spiked up all the way to $170 and has now been steady there for the last couple days. That's incredible. I was kind of surprised that it was sitting around 100 for so long, but at the same time, I didn't expect it to just like fly up like it has recently. Like in the course of, what is that, 2 weeks, it went up $50. Like, that's incredible. I don't think it's going to sustain this price very long. It could very well reach 200 and then back off, but I don't know. It seems like Pokemon is focused on Surging Sparks and whatever's coming with 2025 there with the Terrestrial Festival, Team Rocket, these owners Pokemon, whatever they're doing. So focus might stray away from Charizard for a little bit onto a different Charizard, I would imagine. So yeah, I think this card will drop down to like $150. Seems more reasonable there. 170 is a little expensive, but looking at where sealed product is going, I don't think this will drop back down to like 125, $130. I just don't think that'll happen. 150 seems reasonable, and I think that's where you can expect it to lie for a little while. I wouldn't be buying it at 170. You know, I could be wrong. This card could hit $200, $250. It could turn into Greninja, but I highly doubt it. Don't take what I say super seriously. Don't be like, oh, I shouldn't buy this card. It's going to get cheaper. If you really want it, buy it. Whatever. It's your money. But I'm still holding off. I haven't picked it up. I haven't pulled it. It's not my favorite Charizard that we've had over the last few years, but it's going to be an iconic one going forward. You know, the big card from 151. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Another longer one. It seems like you guys like it, that last video. Man, if you're new here or you've subscribed in the last couple weeks since that Scarlet Violet era rundown video I did, like, thank you for checking that video out. Thank you for subscribing and checking out more of my videos. I really appreciate it. We've grown really fast. Like, we should be at like 2,500 subscribers by the time this video comes out, which is incredible. And if you've watched this far and you're still not subscribed, help me out, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. I'm hoping to keep growing, immediate goals 3,000, but I think 5,000 is doable by the end of the year. Like, I didn't expect the channel to grow as much as it has over the past, 10 months, but we're steadily growing and I want to keep it that way. I'm going to keep bringing you guys content. So be sure to check out the channel. Every week, we're posting at least one video. We're going to try to get one up on Surging Sparks for this Friday. But for now, I hope you enjoyed and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.